Welcome, this is Coach Barba at East Valley High School in Moxie, Washington, home of the Red Devils eSports, and we got another streaming video for you. This time we're going to be talking about audio in general, managing audio in OBS, and we'll be talking a little bit about using something like this right here. This is the M-Game RGB Dual, using a mixer. So we'll cover some basic audio and other types, and using a mixing console as well. So how does that work with OBS? Why might you want to use one over the other? Well, let's just go into some basics first. If you know right here, my audio mixer, I have no audio in any of these scenes. Okay, well, I do have it in these two scenes here, okay? I have audio there, but I have it muted. If I turn it on, okay, you can hear it. I'll turn that off. Now, this is just audio coming from, notice the play button there, a media source. So anytime you input a video or something, it's going to have an audio setting, okay? And in general, you want these audio settings between -15 and -10 dBs. Now, I don't have any mics in any of this stuff. I usually don't put mics on a Be Back Soon, okay? Matter of fact, let's just kind of review some of your audio settings. If I go here and look at my audio settings, I want all this disabled. Okay, I don't want any of it enabled. I definitely don't want default. If I have default selected, what's happening? Well, if I have default selected, what's happening is, if you look at your sound settings, whatever you have selected here is your default. So my output, right now mine is my M-Game RGB dual stream. That's basically all my sound is routed through that. So that's my output. And my input right now is my stream, left, right. Basically, this is all the inputs to my M-Game RGB dual stream. Now, so let's say I have as an input, I don't know, a wave microphone, right? Or my mic in, something like that. That then is my default, okay? So if I'm looking at my settings here in OBS, okay, and I have any of these as default, it's going to be picking up those inputs and outputs, okay? So you want all this disabled. The only thing you really want to select is your monitoring device. Now for me, again, I run everything through my RGB dual stream, okay? But you might want a microphone. For instance, I don't know. I have a headphone here somewhere. Let's see. I have headphones, Elgato Wavelink. So right in the back of my Wavelink there, I have a headphone jack. Maybe I want to monitor everything from that, okay? So you definitely want a monitoring device selected here, okay? Because that's how you can monitor your mix and see how everything is sounding, okay? So for instance, here's my gameplay. That'd be my gameplay screen. I need to have a mic in there, right? Right now I don't. So if I add a mic, I'm going to add a source here. I'm going to audio input capture. We'll call it Wavelink. Or maybe I can just, Wavelink is fine. Okay. I'm going to select OK. Where is it? It's my mic in Elgato Wave 1. Okay. So there's my mic. I'm going to add that in there. If I turn it on, now you see some levels, okay? It's not coming through the mix. Hopefully it's not. Oh, maybe it is. Turn that off. This audio source is now recorded, and I could put it here too. If I want to add this audio source now, add existing Wavelink, boom. There it is. Again, it's turned on right now. Turn it off. You see, it's really just a really good level right there. It's kind of at the perfect level. So that's how I can add in my microphone. Now, right now, this is a capture card hooked up to my switch. Okay, and there's no audio right now. If I want to add the audio to this, what I got to do is I got to add another audio source, audio input capture. We're going to call this switch audio. I'm going to say OK. And this is going to be my digital audio interface. okay, because that's my USB digital audio. I'm going to say okay. And now you can hear the switch audio. Now, usually you want this audio turned way down. Yeah, you want your streamer. Let me turn this mic back on. You want your streamer to be louder than the actual audio that's going on in the game. So there's where you can adjust your levels. And turn that wavelength mic off just in case it's duplicating here. Anyway, so that's an interesting feature you can have, okay? Actually, my wavelength audio won't duplicate unless I have this monitor on. See, if I have this monitor on, and I monitor, now it's going through my stream, and you're probably hearing dual voice here. So we'll just turn that off, okay? All right. So for any of your audio devices that you do want to monitor into your mix, to your headphone mix, you can click Advanced Properties here, and you can say which things you want to go into your mix, right? This is a display or the game itself. No need to monitor that because the audio is right there. So you would just turn that on, and that would come right through your headphones or whatever you have selected here in your settings, your audio settings. It would come through whatever you have selected there. Okay. Right, so that's something you want to make sure you're monitoring your mix and monitoring how it all sounds. Okay. What other audio sources? Well, the main audio sources are audio input capture and whatever's coming from your media source. Now, your game capture, when you capture a game, this is only if the game is on the same PC that you're streaming from. So if you got two monitors and your default monitor, your game monitor, whatever that's on, you'll get some audio there. So if I was to add that, you'll get some audio, and you're going to want to monitor those levels. What else? Slideshow, if that has any audio in there, you might hear that. NDI is something we'll talk about in a later video. This is how you would add a video or audio source over your network. So from one instance of OBS to another instance of OBS. This works really good if you have a fast network system, such as a gigabit system. And then, of course, that's about it for your audio. There's also this audio output capture. I don't know, if I was to look at that, what kinds of things could I add there? Well, here's my system audio coming out of my RG. If I wanted to somehow capture that, I could. Maybe I just want to capture my sampler, something like that. I could do that. No real need to, so I'm just going to turn that off. Matter of fact, here's my audio output capture. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. One thing to talk about too is not having things in the mix that you don't want. Okay, like for this, if I was shoutcasting here, obviously I'd want a mic. Okay, audio input, existing, my wavelength. Okay, but if I was to select unhide all right now, OBS will put things in there that doesn't really have any audio. So the cinematic doesn't have any audio. And even if it did, I wouldn't want to hear it. So I tend to mute that just in case, and then I hide it. Okay. The switch, this right here doesn't, this is the actual video source of the switch. It doesn't have any audio. You have to add it as a regular audio source. Okay. And so that I tend to mute, and I just hide that as well. So only things that have audio. My webcam can record audio, okay, if I wanted it to, but I don't have it set up as recording audio. So I'm just going to, a matter of fact, it doesn't automatically, well, this particular webcam here doesn't automatically come up as audio unless I add it as an audio source. So if I did input, I don't know, I'll just call a generic one. Let's see if that FHD webcam, there it is right there. FHD camera. Well, now it's collecting the audio right here, okay? But I use microphone, so I don't want this. So I'm just going to get rid of it. All right. So in general, anything that's collecting audio, you want up here. Things that are not, you want to get rid of them. My webcam is not collecting audio, so we're going to hide that. That way I have a nice mixer in all my scenes, and it's only displaying the actual audio that's being collected. Okay, so what else to talk about? Well, let's see. Let's talk about things. Let's say your microphone is really bad. Like it's, you can barely hear it. It's not really picking up that much, right? You need it between -15 and -10. That's what you want it at. You can add what we call a filter. You got lots to choose from. You got compressors, expanders, gain. Gain is what I want to get that volume boosted. A limiter, noise gate. Maybe you got a really noisy mic. You can kind of do that. Noise suppression might help with that too. Plugins. Plugins are for, like, you know, I don't know if you have, I don't know, some type of plugin that would go into like an audio program. You could call up that plugin there. Maybe it's another, I don't know, some type of equalizer, right, that you want to use. But these are the ones that are built in: compressor, expander, gain, polarity, limiter, noise gate, noise suppression. Okay, teleport and NDI, those are additions for OBS. Again, they're things we'll cover in another video. But let's say I want to do some gain here. I'll just call it gain. Now, if you notice, I don't have any, this is not to where I want it, right? But if I take this gain and I lift it up, now I can get it to that -15 and -10. Same thing, if I had a really loud mic and it was just redlining, right? I could just take it down and make sure I get it to where it needs to be, between -15 and -10. Okay, let's see. It's not going to do that here, but I could take it really down here too. So gain, I don't really want it. I'm going to get rid of this. Gain is a great way to deal with problems with mics, okay? And filters, all kinds of things there. All right. Well, I guess the last thing to really talk about is this thing up here in the corner. This thing, what is this? What is this thing? What is it actually doing? Well, it's doing a couple things. It's called the M-Game RGB Dual. There's a couple machines out there like this. This is one of them. What it does is it allows you to use 2 PCs in your streaming setup. So I have a PC there running Rocket League. Okay, then I have my desktop doing all my streaming. Okay, and what this does, maybe I can get this. What this does is it allows me to connect the audio to that gaming PC right here. So I can control all the audio to the gaming PC here. Okay, and how loud that audio is. So if I'm listening to it in my headphones and I'm the streamer, I could, maybe one game is too loud, needs to be turned up, I can control it right here. Rather than having to go here to a mix and adjust levels here, I got it right here in a dial. Makes it a lot easier for students. I have my overall mic input here, right? So right now it's, you know, you're hearing me now. You can't hear me, you can start to hear me. You can see now you can hear me a little bit better, and here we go, right where we were, right about there. Okay, so I can control that there. I can control my mix to my headphones here. This right here is a channel for chat. So if I have Discord going or something like that, I can route all that through my chat channel and control all my gamers who are on Discord. Because sometimes we like to stream the gamers and what they're talking about, and that way people can see how teams communicate, or we can use it. If I record these streams, we sometimes go back and listen to our stream, and we listen to our chat to see, you know, how can our communication increase. Great thing to use as an esports coach, especially if you want to get your teams communicating a little bit better while they're playing. Communication is key on lots of these games, okay, like Rocket League and Overwatch and Apex Legends and games like that. Valorant, right? You really need a good team play, so you can control the level of the chat there. This is my sampling. These are a sampler, so, you know, like claps. You know, you can do some crickets. Right. You can have all these different samples set up, and you can control the level of those samples there. Another good thing about having a setup like this is I can control my voice, right? I can have it sound a little bit different.
Maybe I can have this sound effect.
Got a couple banks there. I can choose this sound effect. Or maybe even this one, right? Okay, so lots of things you can do with something like this just to make your stream a little bit better. All right, so having one of these things is really great for students because students are not always the best at understanding all the complexities of the audios, which audio is hidden. Okay, if I go to the settings, which is getting monitored through the mix. You know, if you have someone who's not computer savvy, it's a lot easier to teach them. A lot easier to teach them a physical mixing board. Okay, it's really simple. It's just a couple levers with audio, headphone mix, and your mic mix. Okay, so and the samples are just pressing buttons. So this makes it really easy for students. Okay, that's why I like having something like this. Again, there's a couple of them available. And I think I pretty much covered all the things I wanted to talk about as far as audio goes. If there's something else you'd like to see, please just let me know on our website. And again, you can find our website link on our YouTube channel, and there's a link there that will go straight to my email address, or you can give me some feedback on what you want to learn about or what questions you have. Okay. All right, so that is the end of this video, and if you like it, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one. See you later.